Thanks for joining me. This is Danny, and welcome back to Real Tech Season 3, Episode number 6, in which we are going to be playing with Pretty Pipes. Pretty Pipes is more than just pipes. It is a whole logistics system, and it's amazing. So let's check it out. So in the Real Tech pack, we do have a quest dedicated to Pretty Pipes. As you can see, it's fairly simple. This is not a very complicated mod, but it is very powerful. Pretty Pipes is a logistics mod. It allows you to create an inventory management system somewhat similar to a refined storage / applied energistics system, except it's quite a bit more immersive and it's a bit less magical. In our quest tree, we are going to be starting with Pretty Pipes by making the pipes themselves, which is made like so. I'm going to make that many because that's all I have enough stuff for, and we have completed our first quest. So obviously the pipes themselves are going to be used for transfer. It's a pipe and it's pretty. Well, it looks reasonably decent. I mean, it's not ugly, right? Anyway, it's much more than a pipe. It is a gateway to a powerful logistics system. And we can follow this quest tree to learn more. You can also look it up in JEI and press shift hovering over most of the items, and you will get information about each item in the game. Or you can follow this quest, or you can watch this video, or you can do all three if you want to be really, really smart about Pretty Pipes. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a wrench. Ta-da! Quest completed, wrench. The wrench is going to allow us to configure the pipe connections, and we can also shift right click to immediately drop pipes. Also, you can use it to camouflage your pipes with the block in your offhand. Now to continue, we need to find a warped forest because we need Endermen. I need a lot of them, so hopefully we'll find more. Need better weapons. 4 ender pearls, yay! That's enough. I'd like more, but that's enough. Okay, I was gonna leave, but I can't. I can't resist this. Oh, first aid. Awesome. Ender pearls. Oh, yes. I can recover. I got 8 ender pearls now. I only need 3 for this project. Oh no. Oh. I ran out of fuel. Oh, that was scary. Whew. Wow, I just made it. Look at that. That was a stressful trip. I've got 8 ender pearls. We're also going to need a fair number of diamonds, some iron, and quite a bit of redstone. So I did have to head over to the desert to get some more redstone. But for starters, I've got a little network set up here with 3 chests, just so that we can take a look at some of the basic concepts of Pretty Pipes before we get into the terminal and the really powerful stuff. So the first thing that the quest tree wants us to do after making our wrench is to make this low extraction module and the low retrieval module. These are modules that can be installed in pipes, and later on we're going to take a look at quite a few modules and dig a little deeper into the module system. But I just want to take a look at these 2 modules as just kind of an introduction to the basics. And also we're going to need these modules in order to craft our terminal, which is where things are going to get really interesting. So anyway, we've got a extraction module, a retrieval module, and basically what these are import and export modules, essentially. So the extraction module is a module that can be installed in a pipe that is connected to an inventory, and we can just right-click on a pipe in order to install that module. And then if we right-click on the pipe with an empty hand, we get a little GUI, and we can see there's the module. So that's another way that we can install it. So we installed the extraction module there, and here I'm going to install the retrieval module. And as you saw, when we added those modules, we got this extra little tab. And in the case of the extraction module and the retrieval module, we get a tab that has a few different filtering ports for us. By default, they're set to disallowed empty. So it basically means blacklist. So we have an empty blacklist, which means it's going to allow everything through. We can set it to allowed and say like it's only going to let planks through. So if we put something else in there, nothing's going to happen. But if we put planks in there, you can see it pulls it out of that chest, and then it puts it into the closest chest in the network. Assuming that there are no filters or other priority modules that we'll take a look at later that would change that behavior. The retrieval module is kind of the export module. So this is going to export things from our system. Now, right now, our network really contains of only this chest because this chest is an import chest. That one's an export chest because of the modules that they have. So the retrieval module works a little bit differently in that it will only export things that we do specify in the filter. So it's always a whitelist filter. So like, let's say we put cobblestone in there. If we then put cobblestone in this chest, I guess I already did. Oh, I put some stuff in that chest already. Okay, we had cobblestone in that chest. So it's not going to pull it out here and stick it in this chest. Now there are 3 different tiers to the retrieval modules, as there are with many of the modules. The low retrieval module is the lowest tier, and you can see it's relatively slow. The rate is slow. The higher tier ones make the rate faster that it imports and exports. However, it doesn't speed up the actual transfer rate within the pipe. With that, we're going to need other modules that we will be taking a look at later. So for a terminal, we're going to need the highest tier extraction and retrieval modules. I already upgraded the high extraction module, but I just want to show you quickly that these are the recipes. So we start with that, and then we can upgrade this further like so. And this is what we're going to need. As you can see, there's quite a bit of redstone needed here and a little bit of diamonds. And there we are. Ta-da! So now, do we have everything yet? No, now we need 2 blocks of iron. And then we have our item terminal. Hooray! Item terminal quest complete. Let's take a quick peek at the quest for item terminal. Here's where things get interesting. The item terminal allows you to access all of your items within the Pretty Pipes network. You can also search for items similar to an RSAE system. Keep in mind, though, that you are not a wizard. You cannot magically reach into the network and instantly pull things out. When you request items, they do need to be sent through the pipe network. And it will take time depending on how much distance they have to travel. We can take our item terminal and we can place it on our little network here. Ta-da! And now, when we look in here, we're going to see everything that is in all of the chests that are connected to the network. Assuming that there isn't an import or an export module on those, because like I said before, those are technically not a part of the network. So here we can see everything that's in all the chests, like our 5 spruce planks. We've got actually 1 spruce plank in this chest, and there are 4 spruce planks in this chest. And as I mentioned, because we're not magical, we can't just grab stuff out of there. So if we want our 5 spruce planks, we click on them, and then we can click request. It'll send us 1, or we can click this and say, hey, give me all 5. And we will see that they will then move along in the pipe. So we got our first one right away, and it took a little longer to get the next 4 because they were further away. So if we have a really, really big network, stuff that's really, really far away, we may be waiting around a little bit for those. So we will take a look later on how to make things go a lot faster. And then if we stick stuff over here, it then gets pulled into the network, and actually it happened too fast so we didn't see it, but I put it in the closest chest. And it will put it in the closest chest until we change that behavior. And we'll take a look at how to do that later because we will be changing the behavior. And this is not where this is going to be. It is going to be down here. I'm going to set up a little mini network, and I'm going to meet you back here, and we're going to play around with it. And of course, we want to upgrade our item terminal and turn it into a crafting terminal. Because as you might guess, the crafting terminal works similar to the item terminal, except that it allows you to craft. Ta-da! So we can use the crafting grid just like a regular crafting grid. We can also use JEI and set up the recipe and then request. And then similar to when we request items, it's going to send the stuff from the pipes or from our inventory into here, into that crafting grid, and then we can make a furnace. Ta-da! And then put it back in the system. And then just click these to clear them. And while I'm here, we can play around with this pipe wrench a little bit because I really only want these to connect to each chest once. And I would also like to cover that up. So find those. Oh, actually, so what we'll do is use spruce planks, which I can grab out of my system like so. Watch them come down the pipe. Nice. Okay. And then what I do is I hold my wrench in my main hand, and then my offhand, I hold whatever block I want to use as camouflage, and then it does that. So it looks a little silly, so I'm going to do that and that maybe, just to kind of make it look decent. And I guess I could camouflage this if I wanted to as well. And if I shift right click, it'll pop it off. And of course, if I shift right click again, it'll pop the whole pipe off. Just a little tip on crafting. Sometimes it's not going to have all the ingredients that you need for the crafting ingredient, and it will tell you that in chat. As you can see, this is all the communications that Pretty Pipes has had with me recently. In this case, I had the comparators in my inventory already, and I already had the drawers in my inventory. So what you can do is you can set up a recipe like this and then request the individual pieces, and it'll put it there. So like if I say, give me one diamond and give me 5 stone, it will put it in the crafting grid if there's a recipe set up there that uses those ingredients. Ta-da, drawer controller. All right. So I am getting a network set up here with storage drawers, and it will connect to a drawer controller and then have access to everything within the drawer network. Actually, this isn't connected yet because I need some drawer trim. So as soon as I put a piece of trim somewhere in here to connect this, let's just put it there. Then when we look in here, we're going to see everything that I have in all of these drawers. So the next thing we're going to take a look at are modules. And this is where things are going to get really powerful. Oh, and by the way, if you're playing this pack, you do end up getting some ingredients back. These are ingredients that we used a lot of in the crafting recipes. So these particular quests are giving us some of that stuff back. Modules are little items that you can install in pipes that change or improve how the pipes interacts with the connected inventory. You can install modules by right-clicking, as we saw before, on the pipe, or by opening the pipe's GUI and sticking it in there. When a configurable module is installed, then we get that tab. Now, I've made a few modules. I'm not going to make every single module, but we're going to take a look at a few of them and how they work and how to change priorities and filters and different types of complex filters that we can use to decide where we want everything to go. So I'm going to start out with the extraction module. We already looked at this one, but I just need to import this stuff that was over in my crafting chest, but I want to make sure that it goes into the places that it's supposed to go to. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a high priority module on this drawer controller. So I have the drawer controller hooked up to the network. It's actually the closest thing to the crafting terminal, so anything that can go in there will go in there first. But if we're importing from somewhere else in the network, we still want to make sure that anything that we have a drawer for is going to end up in the storage drawers. So I have all the drawers locked, so nothing can go in there unless there's already a drawer for it. So if we put a high priority module in here, it's going to put stuff in here first before it tries to put anything anywhere else, or it's going to try to put stuff in there first. So because we have a drawer here with gold nuggets, when we now go up here and import this chest, which has gold nuggets, it's going to put them in the right place. So I'm going to put this extraction module in there, and we should see it start to pull things out, although I need to make sure that we have an empty disallow, so it's going to pull everything out. And it's just going to put it in the closest chest, which actually this is another one that I'm going to be importing, but whatever. And then the other one I have here is the speed increase module. And this, as you might guess, is going to make things that come out of this particular chest faster. So you can see how fast it's pulling those. Now, if we had a higher extraction module here, it would be pulling them out multiple at a time instead of just one at a time. So it would be even faster still. But now we don't want to have to put the speed module on every single chest that we're going to be wanting to pull things from, right? So there is a better option that we're going to look at in a second that is going to speed up our entire network. But before we do that, let's take a look at the crafting module. And as we can see in our quests, yes, auto crafting is possible with Pretty Pipes. However, Pretty Pipes does not automatically do the crafting for you. So it's not like Refined Storage where you just give it a recipe and it's like, here's your thing. It will automatically send the crafting ingredients wherever they need to go in order to retrieve the requested result. So the crafting module works very similar to processing patterns or machine crafting in refined storage or applied energistics. You place the module in a pipe connected to the inventory or the machine where the crafting ingredient needs to be dropped, setting up the crafting recipe in the interface, and then you will need to pull the output back. And the different tiers just have different volume or different amounts of things. So we're going to just do a quick example using a furnace. I'm pretty sure we made a furnace before, so let's just grab that furnace. Here it comes. Maybe we should have done the speed one first. So we stick our crafting module in there, and if we look under the crafting tab, we will see that the low crafting module gives us 1 ingredient input and 1 ingredient output. The higher tier gives us more. So like the highest tier crafting module will give us 8, so you can do like a full crafting recipe. Obviously you'll need a machine that's capable of doing the crafting. So we could, in this pack, we could use the assembler from Immersive Engineering. So then what we're also gonna have to do is we're gonna have to pull out of this and take our output, which is gonna be from the bottom, and bring it back into our network. And for that, we're actually gonna end up using our extraction module. Let's just grab that. Whoops. Let's grab that for now so we can test this. So what I'm going to do here is we'll just teach this guy to do, I don't know, stone. How about stone? We use a lot of stone. So we give a cobblestone, it's going to give us stone. We give a cobblestone, it's going to give us stone. So of course we can use JAI to do that. We can also do that. Obviously that's not the right thing for this. But now when we look in our system, that's not our system. When we look at our system and we look up stone, we will see that we have this option here, stone 0. Or we can say, hey, give me 6 stone. We happen to have 5 in the system. Actually, let's make it, no, let's make it 8. So let's make it 13. And we do a request, and it's going to send that stone that we have, and then it's telling us, hey, we're awaiting 8 stone. Now, of course, this is going to sit here forever because there's nothing in there, but let's just put in some charcoal. And no, it didn't. Oh, crap. It failed because I did it wrong because vanilla furnaces, duh. The input is on the top. The left side is the fuel. So that's not how that's going to work. So actually, we need to take this out. So this was my mistake. We take out our low crafting module and we can put it in up here. And it should keep its recipe. And then I'm going to use my wrench here to not connect this. Now, of course, we can put an import module here and have it just always import charcoal. And I probably would do that at some point if this were a permanent setup. It's not a permanent setup because this is not where I want this, because this thing outputs pollution, and that's bad news in here. So let's do this again. So stone, we now have 0 stone in the system. So give us 8 stone. And it should say we're awaiting 8 stone, and we saw some cobblestone get sent. It's going to get sent along the pipes. It's kind of a long distance. Up and ta-da! So now we are producing stone. And as the stone is produced, we should see that it gets pulled out because we have the extraction module down there. And then what it's going to do is it's actually going to put it, it's going to place it in the network. So it's going to put it in a chest. And then it's going to pull it out of the chest. And of course, that was the one with the speed thing on it. So you could see that it then put it in our system. That is auto crafting with pretty pipes. There are actually 6 priority modules. We've got low, lower, lowest, high, higher, highest. It's going to start obviously at the highest. So if there's anything with the highest module, it's going to put it there, then higher, then high. And since I don't have anything higher than high, this is going to be the first. And then it's going to go into chests that don't have any priority modules at all. It would be basically the closest chest without a priority module. And then after that, then it'll go into a low priority module, then lower, then lowest. So just for fun, let's take a look at the highest speed module. I'm actually going to have to make 4 of these. So before I use them in a crafting recipe, we may as well use them for something. So let's put... there's all my stuff. Let's put our treated wood in there. And then I'm going to... Actually, just so that we can watch this in action, I'm going to request treated wood. How much is in there? 6. Okay. Oh, there's somewhere else too. Okay. So I haven't done any filtering or anything, so like my stuff is kind of scattered all over the place right now. Okay. So, whoops. Treated wood. So let's just request. Now, I didn't even see it because it went so fast. Let's do this. Let's just request a bunch one at a time. Oh, whoops. You can see how fast that went. So it's like almost instantaneous. Let's say we want this chest to have all of our seeds in it. So we could put in a filter, and then we could like put every filter or every seed in there. But obviously that would be cumbersome, so there's a better way. But this is the low filter module. There's a medium and a high, just like a lot of the other ones. I believe the high filter module has 18 slots. There are also filter increase modules, and they each have 18 slots. So you can only have one filter module, either a low, medium, or high, in any pipe. But you could have multiple filter increase modules. So you could have up to 54 slots. To make those slots more powerful, there are a couple of modules that allow you to kind of expand the way filters work. So one of those is the tag filter module, and this allows you to filter by tags. So for instance, we can just put seeds in our filter or whatever. When we put something in our filter and then we go look at the tag filter module, we will see all the tags for that item. Or if we have more than one item in there, then we'll see more than one seed, or then we'll see the tags for all of those items. We can select one of these. So I can say forage seeds. And then what will happen is anything with the tag forage seeds will end up in this chest, assuming that it makes it there. And now that's an important point, because remember we found before that it's always going to put it in the closest chest that it can put it in. Well, in this case, that's going to be this chest. If it can fit the seeds in there, that's where they're going to go. But we want them to go in this chest. So what we're going to do in addition is we're also going to put a high priority module in there. I didn't make one, so let me make one real quick. So we're putting our high priority module in here. We also want to make sure that we have this set to allowed, because remember it's disallowed by default. So now any seeds should end up in there. So if I put all three of these seeds in there, assuming that they're tagged as seeds, I haven't checked to see if those cotton seeds are, but they should be. If the mod authors did it correctly, we should see them all end up going into that chest. Nice. So this chest will be our seed chest. Hooray. And then there's also a mod one that allows you to filter by mods. And all you really do with that one is you just stick it in there. It doesn't add another tab, but all it does is whatever item we put in here, instead of just filtering that item, it's going to filter all items for that particular mod. So like in this case, it's going to allow anything from immersive engineering and anything from Minecraft to go into this chest if we were to use that filter. Now there's a few more in the quests. There's the redstone module. This one allows pipes to be disabled with a redstone signal similar to hoppers. And all the other ones we looked at. And like I mentioned earlier, if you hold down the shift key, you can learn about all these modules. They're all pretty well documented here in JEI, or if you have them in your inventory. Okay, I'm finally ready to make this pipe pressurizer. It's actually pretty expensive because it's a very deep recipe. 16 gold, 16 iron, and 36 sugar altogether, which I guess isn't that bad, but oh yeah, and another 4. Yay! Chapter completed. That completes the entire quest tree. Ta-da! I even got most of the optional ones, not all of them, but I'll probably do them eventually. So this guy requires RF, and I actually don't have any RF up here, so but I do need to run pipes down to my factory. Oh, you wanted everything to be faster, not just the one chest you put the speed upgrade on. Well, this thing will build up air pressure in the pipes and significantly speed up all item transfers within the entire network. It does require power, though. You can connect the pressurizer to any pipe within the network. Oh, and we had to make 4 of these guys, so it was 16 nether quartz. I've got pipes running down the outside wall here, down into the ground, underground, and then over into the factory, basically to pull all of my ore doubling output into our system. So like this chest here, I'm just going to put an extraction module, and it's going to slowly pull that stuff in. And it's going to be fast enough, really, for this process, because it should be able to keep up fine, although we're about to make this a lot faster anyway. But let me cover up that. There we go. Now they're just going into the wall, and they're heading home. Nice. I also found that you can use slabs, but it's a little tricky how you place them if you want to get them in the upper or the lower part of the slot. And then they just kind of end up looking like that, which is kind of interesting, I guess. But let's get this pipe pressurizer hooked up. So now that we have the pipes down there where we have power, I'm going to place it. We have an in here, and here's the long pipe going all the way into our system. And because we have that high priority module on our storage drawers, all this stuff should end up in the storage drawers. And we have the create or tripling system set up that's unique to this pack. And it ends up giving us nuggets, and those nuggets are going to go into our compacting drawers. So that'll work out really nicely. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stick it there. It's going to be kind of hidden and kind of not. And then maybe just fill like this in with dirt a little bit. And then we're going to put a low voltage wire connector, which will be plenty of power as from what I remember. And we're going to need an insulated wire. Oh, okay. So we'll do that. That and that. And now this guy's going to fill up with RF. And you can see it's actually filling up faster than it's using it right now. And if we look, we should see that those guys, let's just break this for now, they should be passing through quite a bit faster. And if we go back home, we should see that the stuff is pouring in. Look at that. Ha! That's pretty cool. And it's going into the storage drawers. We just have to throw stuff into our ore doubling system, and it's automatically going to end up in our drawers in here and available to us in here. Let's see how much faster it is. Oh, that's really fast. But that's coming from here, so that's going to be really fast. Let's find something from far away. There's probably nothing in that chest. Let's just put our industrial hemp seeds in there. Let's just see how long that takes. That's the furthest point on our network right now. Okay, that's pretty nice. That's pretty fast. I can deal with that. Hooray! This is amazing. I really like pretty pipes. They've gotten faster, so I'm wondering, does it like build up pressure and get faster over time? Like it's so fast you can barely see it. Nice. I have a lot of cleanup and a lot of filtering to do that I'm going to be doing between now and the next episode, but I did want to show you one feature that I forgot to mention. In the high filter module, it has a populate button, which is really amazing in that actually, because we have the tag filter, let's remove the tag filter just so that we can see how this normally works. So if we go in here and we click populate, and then we actually have to leave and come back in, we will see that it grabbed everything that was in this chest and it put it in the filter. And where this is even more powerful is if you have a lot of stuff in your chest and you have the filter increase modules, which add more filter slots in other tabs, it'll fill those up too. So you can really, like, you have a chest full of stuff, you always want that same stuff in that chest. You can easily, like if you manually sort all your chests, you can easily set it up so that it does exactly what you want it to do. Now, I don't really need that for this because all I want in here is seeds. And that feature only works in the high filter module. So springtime is just around the corner, and it's time to set up a smeltery. I have no idea what those two things have to do with each other, but in the next episode, we're going to be playing with Tinker's Construct, the brand new Tinker's Construct for Minecraft 1.16.5. A lot has changed in that mod, and I've been kind of holding off because a lot is still changing, but I think it's time. It's time for me to get some better stuff. And also at some point in the future, we're going to be playing with mine colonies. And actually, if we even look in our future quests, we can get a sense of some of the other stuff that's yet to come. We've got mine colonies coming. We got cooking for blockheads, immersive petroleum. We're going to be doing more stuff with create, automation, and transport. We're going to be setting up some steel automation at some point. Pneumaticraft, we're going to be doing later. Ultimate car mod, and then eventually advanced rocketry when it is stable enough to add to this pack. So I hope you join me for that. If you have any questions or comments or ideas or whatever about anything, but in particular the amazing pretty pipes, please leave them in the comment section below. And of course, if you did enjoy this, don't forget to click like button, subscribe, and join me next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.